So now we complete the sale. So we've got to fill out the work order. Name, address, phone number. I would start making sure that you're asking, what's the best contact number for you? Because we don't want home phone numbers if we don't have to have them. Because eventually we're going to have this new system with DVI. We want to be able to text them. We want to be able to send them information from our system. So we need their cell numbers to do that. The good news is not a lot of people have home numbers anymore. A lot of people are getting rid of their home phones. I don't have them. My wife's got her phone. I got my phone. So ask for a good contact. What's the best contact number for you? And when it comes to email, just assume that they're going to give you email, just like you do address. Can I get your name? What's your address? What's your email address? What's a good contact number for you? Just ask it like it's a normal part of the whole. What we hear in the stores a lot is, would you like to give me your email address? A lot of times we hear no. I don't want them to have that option. I want their email address. Here's why. First of all, last year we had 8.4 million customers go through our doors. Don't think about it. 8.4 million. Of that 8.4 million, 250,000 are the only customers we can send any emails to. That means 8.2 million customers we cannot advertise to via email. We cannot use this program, CRM, local advertising, that the dealers pay into every month. We can't use it for 8.2 million customers because we only got 250,000 that are good. Now, I think there could be somewhere maybe we fat fingered it and we got some bad emails that way. But more than accidental fat fingering, what I have witnessed in stores is salespeople just bypassing that, not even talking to customers. They're just throwing something fake in there without even asking the customer for their email address. Because we're assuming the customer doesn't want us to have that. And we don't want to ask them. We don't want them to say no. We don't want them to ask us why. We're just going to move on. So we're missing a lot of opportunities for advertising. But here's something else. Marketing department found that a person with whom we have a valid email for will spend $140 more than a person that we don't have a valid email. So let's do a quick exercise. Somebody pull out their calculator. Tell me when you're ready. Ready. All right. Let's use the example from earlier. So we said there was 9,300 calls, but if we're converting 30%, that's 2,790. So let's do 2,790 customers. This is per store. So you got 2,790 customers. Multiply that by 0.882, because that's the percentage. That is the percentage of bad or no emails that we have. So we're only good 11.8%. When you have that, multiply by $140. What do you come up with? $350,000 per store on average that we are missing out on because we're not getting emails. I told you at the beginning that by the end of this session, it's just going to take a couple of things, a couple of small tweaks, and we can see our numbers grow without any extra customers. Obviously, we want to bring in extra customers, but just based on the customer base we already have, we could make those numbers grow. At least our average invoice. Scary. If your system's not set up to enforce email, you can do it. It's very simple. Just go into the settings, do it. And all that means is it makes people go through the email process. So they have to fake an email to get through it. And we know that that happens a lot. It's usually 111@111.com. All kinds of stuff. We want customers to have the ability to have their invoices mailed to them. I've seen there's some stores out there that have been creating a standee that stands in front of the computer for the customer facing that says, "We've gone green. We'd like to email you your invoice. Please supply your email." That works for them. That's great. Give them the option. If you didn't get the email the first time, you didn't get their email address from the first time when you're cashing them out. Hey, would you like me to email this to you instead of you having to hold on to paperwork? Yeah. A lot of people like electronic. Take that invoice and just file it,
I know a lot of times when they drop off, I'll email them their estimates so they can see all the different, line items.
That's good. Then you got their email. Perfect. When you email their invoice, this is what they see. They get a PDF of their invoice, they get a PDF of the warranty and the invoice backer. And just so you guys know, the appointment thing does not automatically fix an email address. So if we already have an email address in there for the customer and they ask for an appointment and they give us their email address, which they have to on the consumer site, then we need to take a copy of this and paste it over here. You know this one's right because that's the one the customer put in. Chances are this might be an old one or whatever. So we just copy and paste the right one. So we enter the customer's information in the POS. How many of you are printing off or using the OMM? Owner's manual maintenance, scheduled maintenance. Anybody using that? I love that thing because I believe it's a silent salesperson. If I was in the store, I would print it. I get customer signature on the work order, get their keys, show them where the lounge is so they can go sit down. And by the way, Missy, here's what Hyundai says needs to be done to your vehicle at this service center. Why don't you go ahead and take a look at that? You can have a seat, my coffee's over there. Well, I'm gonna leave her alone, let her read that a little bit. We're gonna get car in, we get inspected, I'm gonna come back in and talk with Missy about anything that we find. And if we don't find anything, I'll tell her, hey, we looked at your car, it's in great shape. Did you get a chance to look at those services that Hyundai says should be done to your vehicle? Would you like to do those today? We can do them for cheaper than the dealer, and we can get you done. So maybe she says, yeah, when we're gonna do it, or she says, no, not today. She's gonna keep that, I'm gonna let her keep that copy. Because my hope is that it goes home, ends up on the coffee table or on the kitchen table. So the customer comes walking back in with that OMM sheet, says, can you go ahead and get this done? It's just a silent salesperson for me. I think it's a great tool. Carfax, any of you guys looking at Carfax? Carfax tells you what has been done, right? So we got the OMM that tells you what needs to be done. Carfax can back it up with what has been done. So you can take a quick look at that and see that maybe it's recommending that a transmission service be done, but Carfax says it was just done 2 weeks ago by Roadshow. So we don't have to talk to that. Previous recommendations, you know, as you're building a work order, if you see sub-estimate, there's previous recommendations. So we can bring that up. Hey, Noah, last time you were in, we recommended brakes. Have you got a chance to get those done? Oh, no, I forgot all about that. You want to take care of that today? We can add that to the ticket. Talk about those previous recommendations. Once we're all done with that and ready to route it out to the shop, including the inspection form, and we can get somebody working on it.